So in the .NET framework, if you go with this type of framework applications, it
Yeah.
doesn't ask for top level or something kind of a thing.
Okay.
If you go with this one, console app only.
Okay.
So there is a two types of application generally Microsoft are dealing. Those applications which is support .NET framework. This is the traditional, I can say, architecture framework design. Um, that kind of applications only work on Windows only.
Mm.
If you develop some kind of application using console app or Windows form, any kind of a template, if you can choose and build your application, that applications run only on Windows because this is based on .NET framework.
Okay.
If you go with that only console app without specifying any kind of a framework or bracket something,
Okay.
and you can clearly see that it is mentioned here a project of creating a command line argument, that is console application, that can run on .NET, that means the latest framework, without using framework keyword because the framework keyword will not use here,
Okay.
and run on Windows, Linux and Mac.
Okay.
So that means if you develop or choose this template, this is also a console application, but the technology is different. The
Okay.
technology is .NET Core, and that .NET Core, it means the applications will run on any kind of a platform.
Okay.
But if you choose specifically .NET framework and try to build application, you can see it's clearly mentioned that the project of creating a command line argument, and it runs only on Windows platform.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
see my cursor, Windows only. C
Okay.
sharp language, Windows only. So this kind of applications are run only on Windows.
Right.
Currently, all the programs that we are creating are based on .NET framework, not .NET Core.
Okay.
But the structure and the way of writing a program almost same. There is no difference in the term of syntax.
Okay.
Only the folder structure and the way of um, hierarchy of the folder is different only. Oh,
Right.
and it's a minor change in the hierarchy also. It is not
Hmm.
a big change, I can say. If I can compare with you with the .NET, suppose this is the .NET framework application. Let me just give you the brief difference. See, this is a .NET framework application, and you can see in the Solution Explorer there is a app config and there is a program.cs file, right?
Yeah.
And that program.cs file having a one entry point method that is called main. Correct?
Okay.
Now, if I create another project and that is based on .NET Core instead of .NET Framework, so let me create new project, and here we can choose this console app.
Yeah.
That console is based on .NET frame, not only .NET, not framework,
Yeah.
only .NET.
Okay.
And if that application is only .NET, it means it is a core application that run on any kind of a platform.
Yeah.
When you choose this one and try to create your application, so it will ask for the name and the solution in the same directory. All kind of options are also visible to that framework also. But there is a only one difference is there when you select the framework. So in which framework you are going to run your applications, either you can take the latest framework that is in the standard version right now, and this is
Okay.
the .NET 6, which is a long-term support. So
Okay.
always prefer to go with the long-term support instead of any beta version. So .NET
Okay.
7 is a beta version. So .NET 6 we can pick, and here there is the option, do not use top level programming. So this option is basically in .NET 6, they will introduce one feature or enhancement, I can say, in a C sharp or in a .NET architecture to not necessary to include a main method as an entry point. So if I do not select this one option and just create the application, then you can see the structure of the folder is almost same. There is a little bit difference. I can demonstrate you. Let me so you can see in this Apple app there is no app config. There is no any. other files, only the dependencies and the framework, and there is only program.cs file.
Okay.
Let me compare. So this is the framework application, and this is this is the .NET Core application, and this is the .NET Framework application. So in the left side, this is the .NET Framework, and the right side there is a .NET Core. If you can
Okay.
see, in the .NET applications, they use the traditional all possible libraries. But
Okay.
here in a .NET Core, all references and libraries, they are saying that this is a dependencies that we need to resolve. So the folder name should be changed here. Here we can say reference, here we can say dependencies. Okay.
Okay.
Here there is a by default app.config is generated, but here there is no app.config default generated.
Okay.
You can create a app.config as well here in the .NET Core as well, but right now it's not default created.
Right.
The another difference is that there is a program.cs file and there is a program.cs file also. As you can see in the program.cs file, there is a program and then there is a main. This kind of a hierarchy is there. But as you can see in this core application, only one file is there, program.cs. That's it.
Right.
So there is no any such kind of a hierarchy. There is no need to explain what is there and how many methods are there. Simply they will provide you console program.cs only.
Okay.
If you see the program.cs file in the code side, you can see there is a one namespace. By default, libraries are included, which is not required for the basic hello program. But
Yeah.
still that libraries are there.
Yeah.
And it is in a hidden format. That means it's saying that, so these libraries are no more in use, but still that libraries are included by default. The namespace are created by default as per the project name. As you can see, your project name is console2. That means the namespace is also console2. Here the console app3 is there. The namespace is by default console app3, but there is no need to create the console namespace anything.
Yeah.
But here you can see that there is a class program, then there is a main method as an entry point, but here is no main method, no class, nothing. Only write console dot write line hello world. That's it.
So here it will without any main method it will work.
Yes, by default. That's why it is called top level programming.
Okay.
So they introduce a new term, a top level programming. Top level programming, it means without specifying the main method as an entry point in your program will run efficiently. There is no issue with that. By
Okay.
default, compiler will detect and identify, okay, program.cs file is there. It means the main is there.
Yeah.
So that core application by default understand, okay, program.cs file is created and in the solution file, that means the main is there. We consider this file as a main point, as a main
Okay.
entry point. But here we can decide and identify and create the main method.
Yeah.
Either it is a default created, but still that main method is there. But again, if you go and try to create a new application and you choose the core part, that console app only, and click hit button, then go for next, and here you can choose do not use top level statement. That means we don't want to create a program.cs file without main method. If you click this one, if you check this one option, that means you have to specify main method manually. I can see now the main method is created, program.cs file is created, namespace is created.
Right.
And now you can see there is no difference in both the files.
Yeah.
In the core, almost similar. See? So that is the option, top level programming. So if you go for select the top level programming, that means there is no need to specify the main method. Without main method, by default program.cs file is considered as a main method. But when you check this option, then the compiler or the editor will explicitly declare the main method for you, for your understanding purpose. That's it.
Yeah.
So that is a basic difference between core and the .NET framework.
Okay.
Sorry, .NET Core and .NET Framework application.
Right.
Okay.
And one more, this zero references it is showing. What is this?
Where is zero references?
Yeah, this is inside namespace.
Here, this is a information about your line of codes. This references is saying that this is a main method, but that main method is not referencing anywhere.
Okay.
Anywhere in the
Okay.
sense in your solution program, that main method is not calling anywhere.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
For instance, if you create one method here, public void display, for example, and here you can simply print something hi. Now it's saying that this is the display method, but display method is not calling from anywhere.
Okay.
Suppose I want to call display here, and let me create the static so that no need to create the object. So this is a static method. Now I want to call this display in the static main method, because main method is entry point. We have to specify. Now you can see the reference is 1.
Yes.
So what
I got it.
what does it means? It means that display is somewhere using. Where to use? Simply you have to click and they will display all the list of references where that method is being used.
Okay.
When you click on this one, it will automatically go to that line and staying there. Okay, here is the method is used actually.
Right.
So they will link and reference each and every component which is already written in your program.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
And again, you can see if you write use console or write line, again, this system is highlighted here. Other than other libraries are still in the hidden form. This means that
Okay.
these libraries are no more in use. Still you are referring, but this is not in use. So if you can delete this, there is no issue with this.
Right.
Okay.